everybody out there tonight. Welcome to the Elite Racing League, America's Best Value in 150 at Kansas for the SMRI Productions Grand National Series. This is the second to last race before the playoffs. We have Kansas and Daytona left in the regular season. Tonight's race is 100 laps. They have 4 sets of tires. That's 3 in the pits plus the set on the car. And our sponsors for tonight, again, are America's Best Value in, Response Energy, C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, and SMRI Production. Our pool sitter tonight is Ethan Burrell. Then we got Fody, Rucker, Weeks, and Tate Lytle. And Frankenfield, Tucker, Robbins, Sherman, and John. I'm not even going to try to say that last name, but that's the top 10. Josh Adams is going to start 27th. I believe he's already in the playoffs with the win. Hank Steinmiller's 28th. Clark, 29th. These guys seem to have some trouble in qualifying. Colin Fern's going to start from 21st. First time we've had Fern back in a few weeks. Fody again. He's just coming back. They both had a suspension. Saying some things that they shouldn't have said. They both returned tonight. C2 Freight, Jeff Green, rolling off 13th. What are you expecting out of the race tonight, Nick?
Man, I think that front row is going to be pretty tough to beat. Ethan Burrell, Tyler Fody, I mean, they're good on these mile and a halves, good saving tires. I think if they can just stay up front all night, I think that 37 and the 40 are going to probably be the 2 best cars to beat tonight.
Where do you expect them to be running? I've seen some people running the wall. I've seen some people running the bottom. What do you think is going to happen here when we drop the green?
Man, I don't know. Every time I come to Kansas, iRacing kind of changes some stuff every now and then. They try to put more grip on the bottom, put more grip on the top. A lot depends on the setups too. These guys might be able to run the bottom here, firing off. They might choose to run the top, firing off. So I don't know. Kind of unexpected here.
Yeah, I think my rule of thumb is always if you can run the bottom, it's usually better on the tires. And running the fence, it's going to be right against the wall. Might get some damage, but the pace car's off, and we are green, and Ethan Burrell gets a huge jump down into turn 1.
At 64 Rucker there. Second car on the inside, not a great start. Going to lose maybe 3 spots here. See a lot of people already venturing up to the top.
Yeah, it looks like they all have decided that they want to be on the top. Everybody jumps up to the top. Man, running the wall this early in the race, running hard, you just don't want to hit it. And it's so hard to run that close to the wall. We see Kansas sometimes like Darlington, and I feel like if you hit it here, it's worse than hitting it at Darlington, because here I feel like aerodynamics are a little bit more important than Darlington.
Got a little 3 wide action back here in the pack. Westergreen and the 12 car shooting the middle, able to make it work. Going around the 44 of Goodman there. But yeah, these guys kind of running all different lanes around here. Middle, top, bottom.
Yeah, and we're seeing some guys cut the apron already here as well. Man, everybody at the front's on the top except Chad. Chad Frankenfield's down there trying to do something on the bottom, but it looks like he's backing up.
Yeah, I think he's got a gap behind the 19 of Tucker here, so might as well try it, and then if it doesn't work, you're able to kind of jump back right up in line right there. It's like he's kind of making a little progress slowly.
It's hard when you're the only car running down there. But like you said, he is making a little progress. But right here off of 2, let's see what he can. He loses in a bunch of time right here off of 2.
Yeah, almost had the 2 clear, and 19 just about got to his outside right there, so lose about a car length and a half.
Yeah, what you're hoping to do when you pull down there, you know this, Nick, you want to get down there, make a pass, and then come right back up to the top. But, I mean, they're so tight right there that it's almost like a draft at Daytona or Talladega, as tight as they are. Just nowhere for them to get up.
As you ride on board with a 37 Ethan Burrell here, you see he just has the freight train behind him, Tyler Fody, Rucker jumping in line. And Chad making it work on the bottom. He's up to about 3rd place there. Side by side with the 64 Rucker. Actually side by side with 2nd place car Tyler Fody right now.
Yeah, I feel like running
making
it
it work.
He should be able to save his tires a little bit. That should get better as the run goes on, I think. He's driven up here. He's going to be, you know, down here in the middle, 3 and 4. He's going to give up a little bit. Seems like off of 2 seems to be the worst spot for the bottom. And Ethan's going to drop down. I mean, Ethan's seen enough to where he said, I'm going to run the bottom as well.
And Chad might get side by side with the leader right here.
I will say that Ethan is not running as high as Fody, so maybe there's some more speed up there if he moves up. But what Chad's been able to do here on the bottom is pretty impressive here at the start of this race.
And to me, it's a little early to be as high as the 40 of Fody's running 1 and 2 there. I mean, like you said, make one mistake, getting the fence pretty much ruins your car. Kind of save that for later in the race. Or at least I prefer to.
Yeah, I agree. I always try to, you know, if it's early in the race, give it some room, don't be up there. But at the same time, if you can run up there and not make a mistake, not hit the wall, I mean, you're learning, you know, how to run up there. So we've got a wreck down here in the 3. The 68 spun around. He's coming back up. Gonna hold the brake. I think he's gonna be okay.
Everybody misses him.
Man, did the 68 come down there?
Oh, man, I don't know. That's tough to say.
Yeah, he came down a little bit, but I mean, 28's running really tight right there.
See, 68 kind of tucked in, top. Yeah, maybe comes down a little bit, and then.
But I mean, again, like I said, the 28 was running him. You know, Vincent was running him really tight.
But minor damage to both those guys, though. Not as bad as it could have been. See him coming back up here, and everybody's able to miss him. Just good job holding the brake. Man, is it too early to take tires, you think? Well, they got 3 sets out here?
I wouldn't get tires.
Man, that's it. Oh, a lot of guys choosing to come down.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this call. I mean, unless it's close on fuel.
Chad coming down pit road, too. He was running the bottom, maybe saving his tires a little more than these guys, but... It's like the first 2 cars on pit road is going to be the 15 at Chad Frankenfield and the 2 at Tate Lytle. Actually, sorry, no, Tate stayed out.
Yeah, I'm surprised to come get tires there. There's no way, I don't think. Man. If there's a caution in 10 laps, these guys that pitted here are going to be in a bad spot.
And to be honest, I kind of would have expected a lot more guys running 15th on back to come down and get tires, but everybody pretty much staying out here.
Yeah, I'm especially Chad running the bottom. I felt like he was saving his tires better than others, and I mean, we'll see how it plays out. You know, we've questioned strategy in the past, Nick, and we've looked pretty dumb doing it. So we'll see how this pans out. Looks like Ethan's going to take the bottom here. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're 10 laps into the America's Best Value N150 at Kansas Motor Speedway.
And that pitting right there, I mean, Chad pitted, 15 to Chad Frankenfield pitting from 2nd place. Looks like he's going to be restarting 24th, 25th. around there. So I mean,
Chad's going to be 25th. Josh Adams came down. It's going to be 26th.
Yeah, that's a lot of ground to make up. We'll see if he's able to, I mean, we saw Chad run on the bottom on equal tires. See if he's able to make it work on these freshies.
Yeah, man, that's hard. I mean, if it runs green from here, these guys that pitted are going to be fine, but man, that's a tough call because you put your stuff. If a caution comes out within the next 20 or 30 laps, then you're in a box. Up until at least lap 40 or so, you're in a box where do you pit or do you not pit? Another great start for Ethan. He is just getting away on these starts.
See if the 64 Rucker is able to make it work on the bottom versus Fody here. Turn 1 looks like he's gonna get him clear. He's gonna come up. And he does.
The whole line's checked up there. As you can see, that's a lot of times you can get a wreck like that.
Oh, I think Tate might clear Rucker here, turn 3 and 4. Slide up. Move the 2 car to second place.
We got some 3 wide action back in here.
Oh, bouncing off each other, 56. I believe it was a 56 and a 31 back there.
Still digging. Doesn't look like it hurt either car as far as speed.
Still 3 wide.
Oh,
31 on the wall a little bit.
Yeah. Not 3 wide anymore. That's what we were talking about, though. When you run that hard and run that close to the wall, Fody's going to try to slide up, but he did not get clear. Now Fody's kind of stuck on the bottom. Let's see if he can figure it out like Chad had it figured out early in the race. Doesn't look like he's working that bottom side as good as what Chad was able to earlier. What do you think?
Nah, he's not quite rolling it as well as Chad had it figured out. He was able to slide back up and in front of the 19 of David Tooker. Chad's split in the middle, 3 wide back here, trying to get through all these cars on these fresher tires. Able to make it work.
Yeah,
Move it up to the 13th.
Gotta get him right. We got fresher tires.
Oh, they got 31, took his line right there. Thought he was going to get in the back of him.
Who's the next car behind Chad on tires? Would it be, what, the 95 of Josh Adams?
I believe it was the 95.
So Chad's really kind of driven away from Josh here. Just a little bit. As I say that, Josh makes a 3 wide move, and now there's only 2 cars between them. Like Josh heard me. He said he's got too many cars here. I'm too far back. Watch this.
But Chad already up in the top 10 right here. Probably going to get a couple more here in turn 3 and 4. I'll look to the bottom.
Oh, man. That 69 said you're going to have to do a little better. That little check up there is going to let Josh get basically to his back bumper. What Josh wants to do now is be able to follow Chad through all the holes. Like, let Chad do the work, and then he just slides right in there.
Looks like a little right side damage to the 2 with Tate Lytle there. I kind of fell back from the leader. Maybe flipped the wall out of turn 4 back there.
Oh, yeah, look at that right front there. And now he's away from the wall. Too late now. Like, once you hit it, it's too late to be trying to pull away from it. You already messed it up.
I didn't pick him this week. It wasn't my fault. I didn't jinx him.
I mean,
Chad coming to the bottom here. Around the 40 of Fody, 11, 64. You might get 3 of them in one corner.
the bottom's going to look really good right now because you got fresher tires. Like, it doesn't matter. Chad could just about be running the apron, him and Josh, and they would still be making all these passes.
Yeah, Tate hitting the wall back there, slowing these guys up, just kind of lined them up for 15 to Chad Frankenfield, 95 with Josh Adams.
Yeah, and what these guys are thinking, like we've talked about, you know, they need this thing to run green. Like, just if it runs green the rest of the race, that would be perfect for them.
There goes 15, Chad Frankenfield going for the lead, Ethan Burrell. Looks like Chad's gonna get his first lap led tonight.
Yeah, and this should be no contest right here. Josh should pass him in the next lap or two. Looks like Tate is really struggling right now. I don't know if that wall hit really tightened him up or what, but he's backing up.
Log jam behind them. They were 3 wide from 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, Tate's just really struggling.
Just how high Ethan's running right there. So we go on board with him. Josh running half a lane lower. But yeah, Tate's backing up. Getting past Tooker. 64 Rucker's going around him. 69 Colin Fern.
64 just about hit the wall.
Oh, Tate, he's gonna. Oh man. I thought he was gonna try to cross him over.
If Josh and Chad could see this, they would be screaming on the mic, "Hey, everybody sort it out. We do not need another yellow."
28's gonna shoot the middle. I think 28 might be one of those guys that pitted as well.
Yeah, he had some damage to fix. He got a little contact in that first wreck. He was one of the trigger cars there.
Shoot the middle again here on the 2.
Just incredible racing right now with these different tire strategies. It's kind of sorted itself out a little bit. They were 3 wide, looking like maybe could go 4. Now, you know, like we were talking about, Tate had the damage, and I think a lot of that was a log jam with him. Tate still looks like he's struggling.
Yeah, you can see how tight he was in the center of that corner there. A lot slower than all these other guys. Just can't get it turned with all that damage.
It looks like, it looks like he might have hit that wall pretty good. Yeah, he's really struggling in the center of the corner. We got a little checkup here going on. 69 tried to take a look on Tooker and tried to run right against him, and now that's going to let the 28, we've talked about, is on a little better tire.
With the 6 of Zach Evans, take him 3 wide, might get them both here.
We got Rucker looking on Tate again. Rucker's going to try to slide up, but he's not going to be clear. Has to jump out of the throttle. It's going to let him get 3 wide. So frustrating when you try to make a pass like that, and he's going to lose 3 spots trying to gain 1. So now, Nick, what are you thinking if you're Rucker? You've tried to pass that 2 car twice, and each time you've lost spots. When you get to him next time, are you just going to send it, slide up, or you just kind of regroup and try to go get it again?
Man, it's so, like you said, it's just so frustrating when you can't quite complete that pass and you just lose all the spots that you work so hard to gain. It's going to be tough for you, I think. Trying to get back to him. Looks like Rucker's starting to struggle a little bit too here. He's kind of backing up with Tate.
Yeah, Tate's just so, like, you can see it down the middle, 1 and 2. Tate just has no front turn. Now, whether he's lost some front turn and that's why he hit the wall, or he hit the wall and now he's lost front turn, It really doesn't matter.
69 Colin Fern trying to get in there and throw a slider on the 19 of Tooker.
He's going to
slide up.
I think Tooker lifted and gave it to him a little bit. That was a pass that tried to happen a couple laps ago. Just didn't quite happen. We got Rucker in behind the 2 again. Will he be able to pass Tate this time? Is the third time going to be a charm? Or going to be the charm? We're looking back here from Vincent, one of those cars that got tires. Obviously not, he doesn't quite have the speed, you know, that the front 2 have. And Chad's got a 2-second lead on Josh. And then it's another 1.5 seconds to third place. Everybody seems to be gravitating towards the wall, running really close to it at this point. Looks like as these cars have lost some of their freshness on these tires, and the tires have worn out, Nick, looks like everybody's kind of basically started rim riding.
Yeah, you can kind of see them sliding around out of the corners too. Like, back end's not very stable on these older tires right now.
I'm not for certain, but watching that 2 car come down the front stretch that last time, he might have hit the wall again. It looks like there might be some damage added to that car. It might have went from bad to worse for Tate. Tate was a top 3 car, and now just it's frustrating as a driver to hit the wall, make a mistake. That whole right side's got a fair amount of damage, especially for a place like this. Yeah, look right there in the middle of the corner how much he has to slow down in the run that Rucker gets. But we've seen the 64 try to make this pass a few times, and he has yet to be able to make it. Tate sponsored by Belly Up and Days Gone By, and then Rucker also Days Gone By. Taking a look here at our front 2, Josh Adams in second. Again, he's losing a little bit of time to Chad, maybe about a 10th or so a lap. And then, you know, the Ethan and Weeks and Fody all are on the same tires that they started the race on. Chad and Josh are on fresher tires. Vincent in 6th also came and got tires. So those tires helped them get there, but it looks like maybe everything's equaled out at this point. We've got Jeff Green there. Maybe Jeff has hit the wall. We'll have to take a look at that right side here at some point, see what it's looking like.
Oh, looking back on it, he got really loose, lost about 2 or 3 spots coming out of turn 4, getting really sideways.
But he did not hit the wall?
No, he did not hit the wall. Kept it off the wall.
That's good. Getting loose and losing time is way better than getting tight and knocking the right side off. Chad driving that pink car. Got to think it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month here, October. Getting some good TV time. I did talk to Chad earlier this week, and he said he does. He likes the hard time we give him. So maybe he's thinking about that in the car, thinking that we're up here talking about him, maybe giving him a hard time. But right now, doing everything right. The strategy call was right. We questioned the strategy call. We talked about it after it happened, making us look dumb. The 2 guys that came and got tires, 1st and 2nd. Looks like Josh is kind of committed to this bottom side, which I like that. You got the tires, you're in 2nd. There's really no reason to be up there on the fence. Take care of that right side, make sure it gets to the end. Josh is one of those guys too, and I believe Chad is as well. Last week at Pocono, those guys hit the wall late in the race and blew a shot to win the race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Chad's been practicing here recently, but he's been showing up on these longer runs. Pocono, who's good on long runs, good again tonight on a long run.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. In the Cup car, he got a new teammate this year. The guy's pretty good. His name is Nick Massey. Is he giving him some pointers?
I taught him everything he knows. Nah, I wish I'd take credit, but I don't know. Chad's just been doing a lot on his own.
Hey,
improving every week. Is that 15 car?
That's your credit to take. There's nobody here to correct you.
But yeah, I mean, he's pulling Josh by 0.2 a lap.
I mean, Ethan Burrell's actually coming back to Josh Adams a little bit. Josh might have used up those tires a little bit, running the bottom. Make me a liar. Tell me, after I've been telling you guys it's probably easier on the tires to run the bottom. Josh is running the bottom, and now he's starting to give time up big time, so make me a big old liar. Just goes to show you, I know nothing about what I'm talking about.
See, 6th of Zach Evans, turning a little bit to the right there, coming out of 4. The cars are getting a little loose.
Yeah, I would say a lot of that is and you might agree with me on this, the cars get tighter in the middle. You put a bunch of wheel into them, and then all of a sudden, it catches there towards corner exit, and it starts getting sideways, kind of a push tight, or a push loose. I'm sorry.
The 40 Tyler Fody trying to work on the 11 Matthew Weeks. Fody kind of fell back a little bit on that run right there. Not really quite able to make all those spots back up quite yet, but
I think we're about ready to have a race for second. Burrell's just about closed back in on the 95. And this is all going to be going on about 4 seconds behind. Chad is just driven away. Now the fuel window is open. You could pit now, make it to the end.
yeah, I would think some of these guys will be coming here within the next 10 laps that haven't pitted yet.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, nobody's really fallen off worse than Josh Adams right now. Like, he is falling off a cliff. He might short pit, but then I mean that's such a risk for somebody who already used a set of tires. Because if you short pit and you get caught by a caution, you really are in a spot that you want to pull on your last set of tires. So like it would be hard to short pit if I'm somebody who's already pitted. I mean, for Chad, it's easy. Your lead's so big. Wait for him to pit. Be the last guy to pit. It's fine. But Josh has now kind of slid back. Like I said, here it is, the race for second. Ethan's closed right up on him. I'm curious to see if Ethan can make this pass on old tires with them both running the fence.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty difficult. But yeah, the one thing, if I'm Josh Adams and I know kind of, about 30 laps into the run, kind of fell off a cliff. I mean, do you want to short pit and bank on a longer run, or do you want to kind of run a little longer right here and have to go shorter if this goes green?
I think if I'm Josh Adams, I'm staying out for a while. But I mean, he does have a win this season, so he's in the playoffs. He could pit, as I believe the 18 car is pitting here. It's going to start green flag stops. That's 26th place. I don't think he's going to bring anybody from the front. Tooker's really lost the car here as well. Tooker's backing up a lot the back end of this run.
Oh yeah, Tooker 19 Tooker all the way back to 13th. He's usually one of those guys pretty good on these longer runs too.
And Tate's gonna pass him here. Tate, with all his damage, just went by Tooker while like he was sitting still down the front stretch. Josh Adams just rolled over and let the 37 go there for second. So curious about trying to see if the pass could be made. Josh said, just take it. Not even going to race you. Looking at David Carpenter here in 11th. Solid run for him.
Yeah, scrolling through, looking at a lot of these cars here, a lot of them have similar right side damage. I think good half the field probably has the same right side damage. Getting in the fence at some point tonight.
Yeah, Chad's still just extending his lead. He just on a Sunday cruise out here. I think this is the first time, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but I don't think since we started our Monday night duties here doing these broadcasts, we've had somebody think of the show quite like Chad is trying to do right now.
Yeah, he used the fastest car earlier on the same tires, and now just give him newer tires and a longer run, and he's kind of just driving out to 5-second lead right now.
We got, I think 64 is going to be pitting here. That's 12. That's going to start, I think, that's going to bring people.
Yeah, let's see, that brings some people. Oh, man, Rucker out of control.
Look at this. He's going to wreck. That, man, if anybody's, he still can't get it righted. Terrible turn of events for Rucker here.
Yeah, was having a solid night. That's going to cost him a lot of time right there.
Yeah, that's rough right there. That lost a bunch of time, put a little bit of damage on the nose. Not sure how much, but... And the question now is, was he speeding? Is that why he was trying to do that?
Yeah, also might have given him an unsafe pit entry there too, coming in sideways like that. But looks like he's clear. He's rolling.
Yeah, I mean,
no holds on the 64 machine down there.
Still frustrating. He's going to be frustrated that he made that mistake.
Josh backing up, losing 2 more spots to 11 to Matthew Weeks and 40 Tyler Fody. And we just talked about it like 15, 20 laps ago. He was within 2 seconds of our leader, and now he's almost 7.
Yeah, he has driven the tires off, but I think if he keeps staying out, that's going to be okay. As I say that, he might be pitting right here.
Oh, man. It's right on board Colin Fern. You see how control he is.
And Josh Adams on pit road. He chose right there if it's going to pit.
Yeah, I think his tires might have been screaming at him there from down pit road. But it's going to bring David Tooker in.
And if I'm Chad, Chad's still sitting out here. If I'm Chad, I'm the last guy to pit. You're still the fastest guy on track as far as anybody on your tires. I understand some people have pitted. They're running faster now, but Chad's so much farther out front right now and has so much more speed. I would just stay out as long as I could.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ground to give up. I mean, he can probably stay out a good 5 laps longer than these guys and be all right.
Wow, did you see that? We almost had another spinner coming down the pit road there. These guys are getting after it into the pits here. Josh Robin just about lost it under braking. Yeah, within the last 2 or 3 laps, we've had a lot of our front runners stop.
Chad's 69, Colin Fern coming down.
Burrell's still out there. Weeks, Fody, Sherman, Vincent. These guys are still out there. I think we might get Jeff Green this time. The C2 Freight Machine, one of our sponsors, might be pitting right here.
Comes a 1, and Thomas Sherman was running 5th place right there. Solid night for him so far. Car looks pretty clean.
Got Gerald coming down right behind him. There's Jeff Green. Oh man, Tooker just threaded the needle there with some lap cars and lead lap cars. I might have been 4 wide there in the middle, 1 and 2. I'm not sure, but my goodness.
Oh man, yeah, look at that. See the replay here. Coming up on all these cars on older tires, and man, that was close.
He said, I'm on freshies. I'm coming.
Our second place, Ethan Burrell down pit road, making it up. Harrison Hogan.
And the speed difference on these guys on older tires is just insane. Look at Fody make up the time on weeks they're getting into the pits. Oh, we just had somebody miss pit road. I'm not sure who is driving that car. It's I believe, Virginia Tech car, maybe the 82 there.
Josh Clark?
Just missed pit road.
Yeah, so you look right here.
Yeah, he was just running the top, tried to get down to the bottom, and just good job on him by not trying to force it down in there because he could have easily wrecked, spun out.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to abort and try again. Go around.
He's still pitting from up the track a little bit, but he slowed down a little sooner that time. He was making sure he got there that time.
Oh, here comes our leader, Chad Frankenfield, working his way on pit road.
Oh, that
taking
looks
it a little
really
sideways.
Fast. Wow. I'm not sure I would have been full send with a 6-second lead there before pit stops. Man, you saw that speed climb to 57, 58 miles an hour. Oh, we got one here in the wall, pink and black car here in the wall off of 2. Not sure if it's going to bring out the caution. Not sure even who it was.
Is that the 12 of David Westergreen back there?
No, I believe it was the 18. The 18 was Personette. Just hit the wall, held it up there.
Once you get in the fence, it's just so hard to pull it off. It's like a magnet when you get up there. And especially with cars on your inside, too. You don't want to yank it off the wall and come down and wreck them. '28, Vincent Isabella. It looks like he's he pitted with Josh Adams and Chad Frankenfield on that lap 10 yellow there. So staying out there is at 28.
Yeah, I like the call. I thought it was a good call there to stay out. It looks like as pit stops cycle out, Josh Adams is going to maybe be the leader here. But Chad stayed out the long. Chad's going to close this gap. What Josh has got to be hoping for is he's got 1 set of tires left. What he's wanting is Chad to get right to his bumper and then get a yellow and him be the leader, Chad in second, and be able to pit from the lead, try to keep control of the race. As this cycles out, it'll be Josh Adams, Colin Fern in the 69, Ethan Burrell, Chad Frankenfield, Tooker, Fody. That's going to be your front runners in that order. Riding on board with Chad here, so he's closing up on everybody in front of him right now.
I would think looks like leader Vincent's coming this time. I was gonna say I think he can go maybe like 5-10 more laps, but decide to come in here.
Yeah, but I still like the call to stay out that long. I think that's a good call. It opens up options if you get a caution in 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, especially with all these cars on differing tire strategies. Sometimes, you know, catch a yellow if you stay out a little longer.
Yeah, and we've seen them trying to catch yellows out here. We saw Tooker thread the needle. But now, as everybody's kind of cycled through, the lap times are closer. Yeah, like there's not those guys out there on 50-lap old tires and fresh tires.
Looks like that's going to turn the lead over briefly to 86 of Ethan Reasoner. Or off-track official in the Cup Series there.
Yeah, big Haley Deegan fan. Biggest one I know, anyway. You know any bigger fans of Haley Deegan?
Not that I know of.
I don't know how much further he can go, but I don't know that the benefit's going to be there for him to kind of keep running unless there's... I mean, I guess for him, it's staying out for yellows. Chad's closed up on these two cars here. This is Colin and Ethan. Look at this slider he's going to pull. They're going to be three wide.
3 wide.
Oh, and there's going to be some
contact.
Wow.
Man, that could have been big right there. I thought that might have took out all 3 of these guys.
Yeah, if Josh was seeing that, he was hoping that they would. Fern's going to be right up against the wall there. Now Ethan and Chad side by side here for second.
Man, yeah, that could have been huge. It's tough to see if you're Chad Frankenfield on the bottom, too, where that 37 is up there when Colin was. Yeah, it's tough to tell if you're 3 wide, if he's going to maybe poke it on the outside. So I don't think Chad knew.
A lot of perfect. It was a perfect storm there almost because you had them catch the 69. 69 was trying to fight. He did a slide job. Ethan saw the slide job coming. Chad just went to the bottom. Probably didn't see that, you know, Ethan was crossing him over. And it almost ended pretty bad. Now Chad's got his sights set on Josh Adams here.
Yeah, already. We talked about it earlier. He's about 5 seconds behind Josh. You see the tire difference right there. He's able to close in.
Oh yeah, he stayed out. He stayed out way further than Josh Adams did. Not even. Josh doesn't even have anything to fight with right here.
A lot of lap traffic these guys have to work through right now. But all this still for second place. Our leader still 86 Ethan Reasoner. Having a career high laps led probably today for
89 just went up and hit the wall as Josh was coming through. Burrell's now trying to work some of this traffic.
I kind of wonder how far the 86 can go. I don't know when he pitted last, but I would think if he pitted on lap 10 with Chad and Josh, that he would have had to come by now.
He's running really low down here in 3 into 3. He might be coming.
Yeah, it might be coming this time. He is.
Got the lead a few laps. Kept Josh from leading. Josh played that strategy. Never even got to get a lap lead.
So, 15 Chad Frankenfield reclaiming the lead here. Already got a 1.5 second gap. We just talked about him passing Josh about 2 laps ago.
Yeah, right now what Chad's thinking is hopefully there's no yellows. A yellow could change everything.
Especially because if they get a yellow now, 15 and the 95, they got to come in and use their last set of tires, and all these other guys will have 1 left. So
yeah, we'll see. believe there's going to be, what, 25 cars on the lead lap here? Not sure if Ethan Reisner. Y'all can't hear it right now, but in my ear I can hear the racetrack, and they are already congratulating Chad. They are trying to play head games with Chad out here already. We'll see what happens here.
Man, if you're Chad, do you continue to run the top here? You kind of move it to the bottom, and
I think you got to do what you're comfortable with. If he's comfortable running right there at the fence, run it. Like, it looks like he's giving it some space. I mean, you don't want to run everything you have, but you kind of got to see what you got and kind of stay in that rhythm, because if a yellow comes out, you got to be ready to go. You know, like if a yellow comes out, they're all there, everybody's on fresh tires, and you've got to be able to go and make speed. You know, and sometimes if you kind of take your foot off the gas pedal and give it 85%, and then a yellow comes out and you got to go right back to making speed, like it takes you a couple laps to get back to that point. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, also, looking at the points right now, the way these guys are running, bottom two, John Boger is plus 11, Barbieri's plus 8, and as they run, Barbieri's 18th, and John's all the way back in 32nd. So the guys are racing Matthew Weeks up in 6th place, and Trevor Elam, who's running. Where is he? I thought he was in here.
I don't think he's in this race.
Maybe not.
He's a non-factor tonight. We just had a change for second place. Burrell was able to get around the 95. But Matthew Weeks is having a strong run. He stayed out a little bit longer, so he might, lots of points difference there tonight.
And Colin Fern's sitting at minus 17 right now, so running 4th, so that might be able to point his way in tonight before next week.
Yeah, Fern and Fody right here side by side, they both just got off a suspension. First race back tonight. Last race of the regular season is next week at Daytona. So if you could get yourself a gap going into Daytona, that would make that race a lot easier. You don't want to go into Daytona needing something.
See how loose that 69 was coming out of 2. But yeah, you definitely don't want to go to Daytona having a points race, man. It's been there before, stressful, don't want to do it.
We got the 42 really slow in the backstretch. But yeah, like, you know as well as anybody, you go to Daytona needing something, and you end up in a wreck because it's going to show you that it's going to take it right away. Oh, Tate Lytle, we got a wreck here on the front stretch. No yellow yet. Wow, we're not going to get a yellow for that, but that was big.
Man, that car is destroyed. Take a look at what happened. Coming off a 4, contact with a 24 there. Goodman, 44, gets heavily involved there. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, I would have to see that one more time, but I'm not sure if Tate came up or the lapper came down.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough call, just looking at it. Man, I don't know. I'd just call that a racing deal.
Yeah, Yeah, lots of damage to Tate now, though.
Yeah, that 2 cars definitely seen better days.
I'm hearing something about the 40 car out here. Not sure what. Not sure what's going on there, but looks fine. He's racing, the 95 there for what, third?
And there's kind of a big gap, actually, now that I look at it, because Josh Adams hasn't quite started falling back as hard as he did that first run, but there's a big gap from 5th to 6th, about 4 seconds.
I will say this. I will paint the backstory here. The 40 has gotten into the back of the 95 on a couple occasions. Once, even in the championship race in Phoenix, Josh had him beat, and Fody kind of decided that he wasn't going to use his brakes going into turn 3 at Phoenix. Not sure if any of that will lean over. Josh could use a caution. Fody probably wouldn't hate a caution. If you're Josh Adams, are you thinking about that with Fody? Or are you just racing and it's just another car?
I don't know. I think you gotta be at least be in the back of your mind.
Here we go. He's going to take a look. We saw Fody try to do a slider a couple times to see if he tries to just fit in into a slide job.
Needs to get back in the gas. Not quite able to do it, but Josh didn't get a great run out of turn 4 there. I think Fody might be able to slide it in turn 1 here and get him.
Hey, Josh is on a little bit older tires too. He was one of the first cars we saw pit.
Fody drives it in hard, back in the gas. Josh gonna try to cross him over, maybe. Can't quite get there though.
Now let's see what Josh does down here into 3. Josh drove straight to the bottom and sent the car.
Oh, loose. Oh, man.
Wow.
Tried to throw a slider in there and got a little loose on the bottom and had to catch it. Almost used the 40 car to catch it, but able to hang on to it.
I thought, man, if there was any kind of net code, that would have been a wreck. That was right on each other there. With all the racing we're seeing, Chad's back out to 4.5, 5 second lead. Unless there's a yellow, I believe this thing is over with 15 to go.
I think even with a yellow, as good as we saw Chad roll in the bottom at the start of this race, I think he'll be tough to beat. Unless he loses a ton of spots on pit road.
I mean, the pit stop, people have learned how to drive the car a little better, have made some adjustments to what they were doing. We got a yellow.
Oh, front stretch somewhere here. It's like the 12 of David Westergreen, 46 Ryan Barbieri, who's in the points battle back there. Was sitting 8 to the good. Well, lose out of 4 and tries to catch it, just can't quite do it.
Well, if you're Chad sitting there, you're pretty frustrated with this. Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Those guys barely missed him. Oh, Westergreen.
Yeah, Westergreen came in there really late and took the rear bumper off that car.
Yeah, he had no idea where he was going to go, and as soon as he started coming back up the track, tried to get on the brakes, but...
Let's take a look at this. We got pit stops underway.
See him, try to catch the car. And he just, like he was just on ice all the way down the straightaway there. But we'll see if 15 is able to keep the lead here on these pit stops.
He had a big lead. He should keep the lead. I think there was some lap cars in there. I'm curious if anybody stays out because I heard some people saying they might have been out of tires. Looks like the 15, the 37, the 40, the 95, and the 69 are going to be the top 5.
Yeah, and that short pitting strategy kind of worked out for 95 Josh Adams. I mean, he didn't fall off as bad as he did that first run. Maybe learned how to save his tires a little better there, but didn't lose as many spots as he would have earlier.
Just to bring everybody up to speed, we had one caution tonight, and it was very early in the race. We had the split strategies there. Ended up working out. The 15 and the 95 were able to jump track position. This is the America's Best Value N150 at Kansas for the SMRI Productions Grand National Series. Our sponsors tonight are Response Energy. Thank Response Energy, C2 Freight. Not sure where Jeff Green's running. I believe he's still in the lead lap. Blue Egg Marketing and SMRI Productions. Let's get us a Jeff Green update here for C2 Freight. Let's see where he's running.
It's like P12 right there for 38 car. Cars looks pretty clean though. I mean, that's what you need here for these late runs. Clean car. Looks better than most of these guys out here.
Yeah, clean white and green car too. Looking good tonight. And anything can happen with Kansas. We've seen it with fresh tires. We could be getting ready to witness a pretty big accident. Chad Frankenfield has dominated most of this race. This late caution is going to bring everybody back into it.
Yeah, and this will be the first time we've seen all these guys on equal tires since the start of this race, so.
Yeah, we've got some guys taking the wave here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the bottom's going to be as good as it was at the beginning of this race, or if people are just going to go right for the top. Because we saw Chad able to make those passes on the bottom. I don't know if that's still going to be there for these guys, though. I don't know.
Well, it looks like Chad decided he wants the top. He was the guy working the bottom, but here he is. He's going to restart on the top. And that's what you want to see if you're Josh Adams. You know, he picked your lane. You know, you're in the car like, hell yeah, let's go. Try to get through the second.
Man, that's pretty gutsy, I think, to take the top. I being
feel
the
like
leader.
You could probably run wide open on the bottoms at 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're not quite up to speed yet when you get to 1 and 2. I think the bottoms are going to be a little quicker.
But if Chad gets a good enough jump, it doesn't matter. If he gets clear, he can do whatever he wants.
True. Just got to remember, you can't change lanes before the line. You get a good jump. 15's got to stay up there.
I mean, we saw Burrell get huge jumps early in the race, so we'll see. Who do you like here, real quick? Who you picking to win?
Man, it's tough to bet against Chad. Chad goes pretty early here.
Wow, that was early. That's what I was talking about, though. Look at that jump.
Yeah, able to make it work.
Gets away.
I kind of like the 40 of Tyler Fody on these short runs.
Burrell's already back to him, side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Ran the bottom, ran it wide open.
Yeah, this bottom might work for. We'll end it in there. Is he gonna be able to clear him?
Oh, he's clear. He's got to get up, but he's clear. Oh,
man.
Wow. Here it is. Let's see. Chad's got to go to the bottom now.
Chad's gonna try to get it back on the bottom. Ethan might pinch him here. Nope, he's gonna give him all the room.
Chad's not going to get there.
Not make it work.
Fody coming with a big run.
I don't know if it was the lane choice or if he just.
Chad was indecisive when they got the 3. That might let Fody get a big run on him here.
I don't know what happened to Chad. I don't know if it was the lane choice or if he just kind of took it a little easier in 1 and 2 than he needed to.
Man, I think he took it a little easier and ran a little bit too high. I think Ethan was able to run that bottom side wide open. I mean, Ethan just drove through there like like wide open, and Chad maybe didn't, or just picked the wrong lane down there. Such a great jump too to give up 5-6 car lengths in the first turn.
That's the tough part about being the leader sometimes, is that you get down in turn 1 and you don't know how hard you can drive it because you have nothing to gauge off of.
Both cars went to the bottom in 3 and 4 that time. Chad's running a little bit higher here. '56 hits the wall, but that's a non-factor. Chad's going to try to... Wow, did you see how hard he drove down into 3?
Ethan drove it on the outside, though, to keep it up there. This might bring Fody to them both here. See what the 40 does if he gets there. Coming to 5 to go here. Chad trying to get it back.
I think if I'm Chad, you're just going to have to send it into one of these corners. I mean, you might be too far back now because he's going to lose some ground here off of 2. He's going to have to try to slide up here in front of Fody. Try to get left. He tried to put a little block maneuver on Fody, but couldn't quite do it. This is going to be a chance for Chad right here. Chad's going to get a big run off of 4.
Yep, Fody not quite get down in there and clear Chad either. That bottom doesn't look like it's really as well as it was earlier.
And we got just 4 laps to go here at the line.
This is a tough position to be in, too, because if you get down in there and you can't make the pass, you might get pinned on the bottom and lose 2 or 3 spots.
Man, if I'm...
Ethan running the bottom, though, voluntarily. That could give Chad a big run here out of turn 4.
If I am Chad, I try to get a run, and when we get to a corner, I just try to turn underneath him, and you got to slide him, you know? You got to just drive down in there on the bottom and commit to a slide job.
He's right on, this might be an opportunity.
Right on his bumper, right here. If I'm Chad right here, I run down in here until my spotter says clear.
He had to get out of the gas a little bit, though. He was too close to Ethan coming out of 2.
Yeah, but he might get cleared. Oh, not quite going to get cleared.
I think he might get him in 1 and 2. Ethan might pinch him, though. Ethan's going to run him low. He's going to give it to him. Cross him over.
It's going to be the slide job. Yeah, Ethan's going to cross him over.
Here comes the 40 of Fody. 40 might take a 3 wide on him.
Oh, man. There's 2 laps to go. We're going to be 3 wide into 3 for the lead. Chad's up in the fence. Chad ran into the fence.
Oh, man.
It's Fody. It's Burrell. White flag.
I think Fody's got to take it back to the top, get a good run in 3 and 4, but he's going to send it on the bottom. Ethan's going to get a big run. That might have been Fody's only shot.
Ethan got a little loose right there. We've seen Fody really do what needs to be done. Does he send it down in here and just...
I think he's too far.
I think Ethan kind of protected against that too. Ethan kind of protected against that run into the bottom. Off of turn 4, it's going to be Burrell, Fody, and Adams. Chad Frankenfield dominates the race and loses it in the end.
Man, what finish. That was incredible.
We got a big wreck here back here coming across the line. Not sure who it is, but what a race. 3 wide at the end.
Man, that was crazy. I can't believe that. I think if Chad didn't put it in the fence there in 3 and 4, he probably would have had a good run coming out of turn 4. But man,
what a finish for the America's Best Value in 150 at Kansas for SMRI. What a finish. 3 wide at Kansas. All 3 lanes looked to be working. We had a late yellow. We were ready to give Chad the win, driving away, 5-second plus lead. Everybody was spread out. And we get this caution, and the last 10 laps were insane.
Number 37, Ethan Burrell, going to pick up his 3rd win on the year.
Yeah, Chad ended up 5th. Matthew Weeks, we talked about playoff points or the playoffs and trying to get in. He ends up fourth. Great points night trying to point his way in. Fern ends up sixth. They were both outside, right?
Yeah, Weeks was eight out. Fern was 17 out. Racing against Ryan Barbieri.
And Ryan Barbieri ended up was the caution, so he's 31st. And who was the other one?
John Boger.
He recovered to 22nd. So that was good points night for them. It's going to really make that bubble tight heading into Daytona next week.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are going to have to race it out
at Daytona. I would not want to be sitting where they're sitting, having to go into Daytona and worry about points.
But no, sir. I'm glad I'll be up here instead of down there.
I'm right there with you. As you can see, Burrell, Fody, Adams, Weeks, Frankenfield, the top 5. Fern, Tooker, Hank Steinmiller, Josh Robin, and Andrew Rucker round out the top 10. Important to note, Josh Adams started 27th, finished 3rd. Great night for him. Flipped that strategy. Fern started 21st, finished 6th, and Hank Steinmiller 28th and finished 8th. So good night for them, starting at the back and coming through the field. And we're joined by Josh Adams in the 95 car. One of the first cars to pit there under green, but he made that strategy call. You know, Josh, take us through pitting on lap 9, getting those tires. Obviously, it worked out, had the long run, and then the race at the end.
Yeah, I figured I might as well try something to, kind of overturn that track position I had. I was running like 18th or something, and I felt like I was pretty good coming through there in the beginning, but then after I pitted, I realized I wasn't very good on the long run, so it was a good thing to get out there and get those tires and get that track position. I was able to keep it.
And it looked like at the beginning of the race, guys were kind of running all over the place, the bottom, middle, top. We saw Chad work his way to the lead, working the bottom, but it looked like right there, later in the race, everybody kind of ventured to the top. Was that just the tires, or was that just the track changing? Like bottom wasn't as good as it was earlier?
No, I think it was if you had a good gap to the cars around you, you could try it. But if you were running nose to tail or something, you're just going backwards. I mean, there's a lot of grip on the bottom, but it definitely wasn't going to be where you're like the best place to be.
Well, it was a solid run for you in the 95. We were just talking about before you came in here, coming through the field. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, we've got Lens Creative on the car again. Solid P3. I think we've gotten a couple podiums now with that sponsorship. So shout out to him and you guys on the broadcast. You guys do pretty good. Shout out to Chad for making the call of the race, but the caution didn't work out for him.
All right, thanks, Josh. Congrats on your top 3 heading into Daytona. You get to rest a little easier than some of these other guys.
Thank you.
Now we're joined by Ethan Burrell, our race winner tonight. I believe that's the 3rd one of the year. What a race, Ethan. It looked like it was over. Chad had it won. You get the late yellow, 10-lap shootout, and it's you versus Chad, and then out of nowhere comes Fody. What was going through your mind there at the end, and were you thinking about Fody maybe trying something on that last lap?
Oh man, how about it, Chris? That was freaking awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, I I came out with good speed, sat on the pole. I think first pole start of the season, so that was an awesome start, especially with the track like this, where it's so hard to pass. And yeah, that lap 10 caution. I was thinking about maybe using a set there, but it was risky because if we got more yellows, then we were gonna be burned at the end of the race. So I chose to stay out. I saw Chad and I think Adams and a handful of other guys did, and yeah, that long green flag run, they got way out there, and I kind of just was hoping to be the the runner up at least with the 15's advantage, and he ran a great race, and I feel bad for him that it got sniped from him because I mean he did everything right, but that last restart, I was kind of surprised he elected to take the top. I really felt like the bottom was the place to be, leading off the restart. So I just kind of threw it down into one on the start, and I was hanging on his door down the back, and I knew I had a shot. Um, just finally ended up getting by him. But man, I tell you what, that battle with huge props to Chad in the 15 and Tyler Fody in the 40 car for such a good battle up there. That was a blast.
Well, Ethan, man, it seems like it's kind of a weekly occurrence you coming up here and talking to us after the races. But next week Daytona, you kind of get to take it a little easier, breathe a little sigh of relief. What's going to be your strategy for next week? You going to go up there and race for it, or are you going to play it safe? I mean,
Well, I don't know, I got lots of good teammates out there. I know a couple are on the bubble, so I'll probably kind of just be blending into whatever those guys' agenda is. I know Weeks and Josh Clark are, a little bit uncomfortable in the standings, so I'll kind of see what those guys want to do. But otherwise, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna be full send. I usually try to survive those for a while, but it doesn't really matter for my chances making the playoffs. So might just go full send it up there and try not to ruin anybody else's day. Hopefully.
Well, hopefully that's the decision that's made. Give us some action there at the start of the race and all the way through it for you guys that are locked in, getting the rest a little easier going into next week. But congrats on the win tonight. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, for sure. All the guys at Pro Edge Racing. Garrison Hogan there when I was battling for the lead. He was kind of coaching me while he was racing himself too. So huge shout out to him, kind of helping keep me calm there, trying to battle with Chad. Shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast for us. My grandma's probably watching back home, so shout out to you, Granny, and Jonathan Smith at JD or at IMJD Designs on Twitter for making these beautiful paint schemes for us, and everybody that puts this league on for us, all the series sponsors that we got, and just thanks to all you guys for putting on such an awesome league. And man, I had a blast out here tonight.
All right, Ethan, man, congrats on the win. Like Nick said, it's a weekly occurrence, so I guess same time next week, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's a weekly occurrence in the playoffs. That would be cool too. We'll see how it goes though. There's lots of competition out there, so a couple wins here and there. You can never get complacent with these guys.
All right, thanks, Ethan. Have a good night, man.
All right, thank you.
We're now joined by our second place finisher, fresh off a suspension, 3-race suspension, Tyler Fody. Thought you might have a shot at the win there, Tyler. Take us through your night, the strategy, getting that caution. The three wide stuff was great to watch. Take us through everything that happened to you tonight.
Yeah, it was really fun. Fresh off the vacation there. Yeah, I thought we were pretty even with Ethan. It was just early on there. I kind of got passed by a couple guys, and once the tires set in, it was really, really hard to get back by guys. I think I sat behind Weeks for like 60 laps that first run, and Ethan just kept ticking away a 10th, a 10th, a 10th every time. But I knew once I cleared him, I would be pretty well even with Burrell there. And I came in with Weeks in the pit stops, and I don't really know what happened to him, but I came out in front. I didn't really see him the rest of the race. Chad kind of lucked into that green run after the caution when he took tires, so we were all chasing him. But I was able to go a lap longer than Ethan, and that seemed to work pretty well. We were coming back through. I had to get by Adams, and then I was closing down Ethan. But we wouldn't have had a shot at Chad if it wasn't for the late race yellow. And then when that happens, I was just trying to clear Josh and set myself up because I knew Ethan and Chad were going to go at it. And they did, and we were swapping back and forth. And I tell you, dude, those last 5 laps were some of the most fun trying to pick the different lines. Thankfully, this track, you were able to run a few, depending on how you approached it. But, yeah, went 3 wide with him. I didn't realize Chad hit the wall coming out of 4, and I thought we were 3 wide going all the way back into 1 and 2, so I ran the bottom. But hindsight, I think if I run the top there with Ethan on 1 and 2 at the white flag, I got a better shot at him in 3 and 4. But overall, pretty solid night. I'm happy to be back, happy to be racing these guys, and looking forward to getting a win or two maybe before the season's out.
Yeah, solid run for you. It's gonna put you pretty solid going into Daytona. You probably don't have to worry about much. You can have a solid gap back there. But if you think if you had 5 more laps, you could have had a shot at Ethan.
Yeah, I think once I would have realized it was just me and him, then with us being so close on pace, I think we would have been able to mix it up, and I think it would have been closer. That's for sure. I kind of screwed myself in 1 and 2 to set up for 3 and 4, but now props to Ethan. He got the pole. He ran a perfect race from where he was at. But we'll go forward here and try and grab a few.
Well, all right. Like Nick said, going into Daytona, you never want to be points racing. You've practically avoided that without something, crazy happening. So, anybody you want to thank for the run tonight? And again, thanks for putting on that 3 wide show at the end, because the show was getting stunk up a little bit by Chad, and those last 10 laps were incredible to watch.
Yeah, well, we can't have Chad stinking up the show, so I was happy to put on the 3 wide there. But no, I gotta thank Days Gone By, Blue Egg Marketing, the usual group there, Lake Norman Motorsports. Hank had a pretty solid night from 28th to 8th, I think there. So good run for him. Thank you guys for commentating over these things. It's always fun to watch them back. And yeah, we'll go forward here and hopefully win a few.
All righty, Tyler. Thanks for joining us tonight. And again, nice job. Happy to have you back in the series. The series needs you out here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, Nick, we got to see a pretty good finish there tonight at Kansas. We got to see the 3 wide. Maybe, what do you think? Was it a little precursor to what we're going to see next week heading into Daytona and the last race of the regular season?
Yeah, I think Daytona will be a little less tame than tonight. Tonight was pretty tame. Only 2 or 3 yellows there. But yeah, I'm excited to call next week. We know Josh Adams is kind of the go-to guy at those plate tracks. But keeping track of that tight points battle for the last couple playoff spots is gonna be something to keep an eye on all night long next week.
Yeah, not only do you have to keep track of who you're racing for points, but if you get a new winner, I mean, there's this next week, it's going to be pretty crazy heading into the playoffs. Those guys that are locked in, they're going to be a whole lot less stressed this week. But tonight, we got to witness a great finish, great race, lots of tire fall off, some green flag stops. It was America's Best Value in 150 at Kansas for the SMRI Productions Grand National Series. I'd like to thank all our sponsors, everybody at Response Energy, C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, and SMRI Productions. And hopefully you'll join us next week in Daytona as we end the regular season and get ready to head to the playoffs.